The wheels are only ever driven by an electric motor, and that means that we can control the engine that's generating the electricity separately to the driving speed and the acceleration. But we've also added another technology, which is active noise cancellation. So very similar to the headphones that you use on the aeroplane, we have a speaker in the luggage room of the car that will play the inverse noise to the engine and cancel it out. So when you're driving around the city, the engine can start and stop, and you won't even notice it's happening.
After 34 years as Blue Lake Homes, we welcome you to Modular by BLH and Casimir Bespoke Building. Two distinct brands, one unwavering commitment to quality. Your home, your way. SAFM News Briefing.
Hi there, it's Damien Carven. Donald Trump has spoken with Anthony Albanese this morning and says he'll give great consideration to an exemption on steel and aluminium tariffs. The US President signing an executive order to slap a 25% import tax on all countries. He says his discussion with our Prime Minister was a positive one.
I just spoke to him, very fine man, and he has a surplus. We have a surplus with Australia, one of the few. And the reason is they buy a lot of airplanes. They are rather far away and they need lots of airplanes, and we actually have a surplus. It's one of the only countries which we do.
Well, Opposition Leader Peter Dutton fully supports the PM's chase for an exemption in a rare sign of Canberra unity. We may get a result in the Sam Kerr trial soon after the jury spent the night deliberating. The Matilda Star trial wrapping up after being charged with racially aggravated harassment of a UK officer. She's pleaded not guilty. Aussie parents are being asked to keep a closer eye on the video games their kids are playing this Safer Internet Day. It's as Director of the Australian Classification Board, Steve Thompson, reveals links between game gambling and gambling harm.
Other evidence has shown that it can be linked to financial and psychological issues a bit later in life. So these new classification ratings for this type of content are really aimed at reducing the risk of children being exposed to gambling harm later in life.
And another intense storms tipped to soak Sydney today. Up to 90 mils of rain fell in just an hour in some areas yesterday.
After this, there is no turning back. You sip the red can, the story ends. You sip the black can, you enter dreamland. And I show you just how good the truth can taste. Take the Pepsi Max Taste Challenge.
Hagen could take a step towards his Western Bulldogs' return this weekend. The club reportedly urging the forward to accept a non-playing role with the Indigenous All-Stars in Perth on Saturday night after missing most of the pre-season managing personal issues. While Fremantle's Shea Bolton is having a fitness test on his calf, the Savo. And after lighting up the MCG in last year's grand final, Brisbane's Kyle Lohmann has inked a 2-year contract extension to remain at the Brisbane Lions until at least the end of 2027.
Allura Conveyancing, delivering local, trusted and tailored conveyancing solutions with expert knowledge across South Australia and Victoria. SAFM weather. Fine for the rest of today on the Limestone coast. Tonight down to 19 and tomorrow mostly fine with a high of 41. Uncover well-kept secrets with listeners' lineup of investigative podcasts. Download the free listener app and search Uncover.